So as you lie here on your back and turn those palms up by your sides, close your eyes and just work into that peaceful place inside of you, that place that you know exists. Sometimes it seems to be far away for you. So just tap into it. Take all of the pressures that are in your life, all of the sounds that are around you, all the chitter chatter in your brain. Just let it all go and just notice your breath. Notice it flowing. Even when you don't pay attention to your breath will flow. So if you'd like to make a connection with your body and breath, place your right hand on your belly and your left hand up on your heart. Soften the elbows down to the floor and just rest your arms heavy on your body. Your chin has a soft tuck in towards your chest and the back of your neck is long. And as you let your body open up here, your breath is going to move that belly up. As you inhale, you'll feel with the side of your right arm, you'll feel the side ribs expanding. And your left hand will feel that breastbone lifting up to the heavens. The out breath, everything snuggles back in, and then you repeat with the in breath. Inhaling and exhaling. We'll do 3 collective breaths together. Inhale, sigh out on the out breath. Ah. In breath. Ah. And last one, in breath. Ah, letting everything go. Softly rest your arms down, palms up by your sides. Take 2 legs long to the mat and stretch them out. Take an in breath and softly bring your right knee towards your chest without holding on to it. And just wiggle it to the left side of your body, just as far over as your hip. And then maybe bring it out to the right side all the way to the floor. You can move your arms to any position that maximizes your movement here. I went a little wider and a little closer to my shoulder. I'm moving my right knee towards my left hip and then just down to the floor on the right. Just kind of wiggling it back and forth in a gentle movement. From right to left, from right to left. Soft in breath, soft out breath. Next time your knee is towards the center of your body, let's wrap our fingers around the shin or around the hamstring to pull that right knee towards your right armpit. Snuggle it toward the armpit as you flex into both sets of toes. Pull the toes towards the shin, drop the shoulder blades down the back, and keep a nice long stretch of your neck. Breathe in, breathe out here. And then elevate that right leg all the way up to the sky, releasing the hands. We'll float it down towards the floor. Soft bend of the knee brings that right sole to the mat. Slide that sole all the way up towards your glute. Knee comes up towards your chest. Leg elevates. Flex the toes and softly melt that right leg back to the ground. No arms in this. It's all core and leg. The sole finds the floor, slides across the floor, heel to glute, knee towards chest, elevate elevate the leg, flex the foot, and softly melt the leg back down. One more time, we slide the sole of that right foot across the floor. The knee lifts toward the chest. The lower leg elevates to the sky. The flex of the toes towards the shin. And we lower the right leg down. Take a moment here just to rest with your body in Shavasana. Inhaling and exhaling. And then your left knee will slide up towards your armpit. Pull it towards your armpit without using your arms. And just move the knee from side to side. Remember, you're going all the way out left. And then across the midline just to that right hip. All the way out left. Cross midline to that right hip. Just waking up those proprioceptors, oiling into that joint space, just moving gently from side to side. And then next time you've got that knee back in towards the chest, the fingers are going to wrap around the shin or the hamstring as you draw that knee closer towards your left armpit. Flex through both sets of toes, right and left, and then that left leg will elevate to the sky, all the way up. And as you float it down towards the earth, take it a slow motion flow to the ground. And then using a bent knee and the sole of the foot slides across your mat, knee pulls towards your chest. Elevate the lower end of that left leg to the sky, flex your foot, and lower it back to the ground. So just moving with the pace of your breath. Maybe you're figured out where you want to end your in-breath. It might be up at the chest with the knee. It might be when the leg is totally elevated. And then use your out-breath for the final piece of the movement, floating that left leg to the ground. Just take it with your breath, your flow. You're all by yourself there. Just enjoy that you've got the peace of being in your own home, the safety of your own home, and the wonderful Jay having virtual yoga for you. As you bring that leg up one last time, softly melt it back to the ground. If you're not where I'm at, that's fine. I'll hold here in Shavasana for a brief moment of rest, of peace, of connection with my mind, my body, and my spirit. And when you're ready, both knees are coming up into the chest. Once they get up, thighs across the chest, we'll wrap our arms around those lower legs. If lower legs is too far away, go underneath the hamstrings and grab those elbow tips if you can, or as close as you can. Drop those shoulders down your back. Feel that belly into backbone. Feel that snuggling of your low back to the earth. And just give yourself a wonderful hug and squeeze for showing up here today. And you rock side to side, fully engaged through your core to move your body around. And when you get back into center, take the hold of those two knees with your hands. Press them away. Take it out wide. Separate the feet, separate the knees. Draw knees to armpits. Pull them back together. So one leg is doing a clockwise direction. One leg is doing a counterclockwise direction. If you started with me, you're doing a clockwise with the right. You're doing a counterclockwise with the left. Breathing as you work. Feeling yourself boil up that pelvic area. Once knees are together again, we'll take them out wide towards the armpits, push them away. While the elbows are straight, pull the knees back together and then draw them back up to your chest. So you're just doing the same motion in the opposite direction. Feel that movement through the ball and socket joint of the hip. Feel the connection you have with your own body. And next time you've got those knees back together and you pull them towards your chest, spread your knees wide, let the soles of the feet come together. Lift your arms all the way overhead so you can interlace your fingers and bring those bound fingers around the outer blades of the feet. Once you have the outer blades, you can use a towel if your arms don't reach to the outer blades. We soften the shoulders, we press the knees away, we lower the low back onto the ground by drawing the navel to spine. Keep pressing the knees away, opening up your body. Soft tuck of the chin allows our chest to lift our neck and head. We take those elbows over the tops of the shins, maybe in front of the tops of the shins, as we draw the toes and the nose closer together. Both ends of your spine are off the mat, and then melt your body back down, both ends of the spine back on the mat. Open this up wide to a happy baby, either grasping the great toes, the outer blades of the feet, or the ankles. Can you soften the shoulders down and let the low back find the earth as you rock this side to side? Use this happy baby to just feel the push of the feet to the sky and the strength of the arms pulling in opposition to that press of the feet. Rock right, rock left. Feel the joy inside your heart as you move through a happy baby. When you come back center, we're moving to a wide V shape. So wherever you can grasp your feet, ankles, calves, or inner thighs, we widen out those legs. We turn the toes downward, heels upward, and we stretch through those inner thighs. You can be holding ankles. You can be pressing on inner thighs here, whichever feels good. I like to hold the great toes and really accentuate the turning of the heels to the sky. Soften through the shoulders, engage through the entire pelvic bowl area. And then we begin to rock it from right to left with that full engagement of your body. Move freely from side to side. Let your leg even come down to the floor if you'd like. Just move right, move left. Move outside the lines. As we come back in through center, two legs will find the sky, two hands will find the backs of the calf muscles, backs of the thighs, at the hamstrings, and point flex. If you would prefer to use a little bit more core, release the arms and let them rest by your sides as you point and flex through the ankles. Get all the pops, creaks, and snaps out of those ankles. Notice the legs are staying pretty straight in the air. And you rotate the ankles. Find movement to find peace. Find breath to encourage that peace to happen. Reverse the rotation of the ankles. And then bend into two knees. Take the soles of the feet back to the floor. Knees will be up toward the sky. straightening out my mat here. I'm hip width apart. My fingers are palm up, and my long finger is working to touch toward my heels. My navel is in towards my backbone, my tail is pushing forward. From this position, lift your arms up all the way overhead. Stretch long with those fingertips behind you. And down by the floor, your hands move back toward the hips. Inhale, lift it up, reach up, stretch those side bodies. Exhale, take those arms down. One more time, we lift up and back. We leave the right arm behind you and just take the left arm down. And then start to alternate the arm movements. We take an in-breath for one movement. We take an out-breath to move the arms in the opposite. Alternate the arms as you breathe in, breathe out. Keep it slow and steady. Keep it yoga. And next time we've got that right arm back again, let's lift that left arm back behind to meet it. The fingers will interlace. The palms will press away. And we'll stretch long with those arms behind us as we draw that navel in and lift our hips up to the sky. Hold the stretch of your arms behind you as you hold the lift of your hips. Your chin is away from your chest. Your chest is pulling towards your chin. Scoot the shoulders under if you have a little bit of space. Really anchor through the feet. Fire up those thigh muscles. Feel like you've got a block squeezing between those inner thighs. And hold here. One more deep inhale. One more deep exhale. And then softly moving those hips back down. Leave your arms behind you. We'll move that spine down. Eventually the hips find the earth and the arms are going to come down by your sides. Adjust yourself if you need to get into a position for moving bridge pose. And as you cultivate that navel into backbone, the hips will lift, the arms will lift. We'll take it all the way back. We'll take it all the way back to the ground. Slow motion. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel the stretch. Feel the strength. Feel the power of your breath. And whatever you do, there is great power in your breath. Never underestimate the power of the breathing that you take during times of anger, times of challenge, times of anxiety, times of joy. Everything is connected with breath. Just moving and flowing. The next time your body finds the ground and your palms have found the sides, take a moment here. Separate your arms wide out to the sides with palms up. Separate your feet to the sides of the mat and a little further away from your glutes. So you still have bent knees, feet are on the sides of the mat, and arms are wide. As we drop knees in the windshield wiper to the right side, our head turns to the left. Good. We bring it back up through center. We drop knees left, head right. Always knowing you don't have to turn the head if it doesn't feel right for you. Back up through center. Just allow that peace inside of your body to flow and allow the movement to feel good as you stretch through areas that might feel tight. And that's okay. This is a big one to tap into the top of the head the low back, the glute area. One more time to each side, right and left. We're on the right side here for me. Maybe that's where you're at too. Just take your time. I'm dropping left, looking to the right, and coming back through center. Knees are going to stay back. Pull the feet back closer to the glute. Bring your arms a little bit more resting by your sides. As we take that left ankle crossing over the right thigh, and the knee is pressing down towards the earth, right knee moving down. You might want to stay here with your left foot on the floor and gently give a press to that right knee. You might want to put a block under your left foot and press that right knee. You might want to interlace under the hamstring so the right hand dives in between the legs, the left hand on the outside for a true figure four. Or a little bit more would be to go around that shin and drop the shoulders, flex the feet, especially this right foot. The toes need to be flexed to protect your knee. And you're energizing that right knee away from you. I'm feeling a stretch, and I hope you are too. Just breathe into it. Just float that breath into that area that needs to be nourished with oxygenated blood. Oh yeah, right through the glutes for me. Breathe in, breathe out. If you'd like to take it a little bit different stretch, we go up straight with that left leg, keep flexed in the toes. Keep energizing that right knee away from you, and keep drawing the left leg towards you. And as we move on a little bit further, don't take any steps you don't need, but let's move on. Chin drops to chest. Hands will begin to climb up the lower aspect of the left leg as we bring our body nose closer to knee, knee closer to nose, elbows wide, shoulders relax. Follow your breath. Follow it in, follow it out. Softly melting back down with our spine, our neck, and our head. Rebend into your left leg. Take the sole of the foot to the floor. Keep the right foot crossed over at the ankle. Fingertips are going behind your head. Elbows are wide. Using just the left side of your body, we're working left shoulder toward the right knee. We're crossing over, coming down. That right arm stays on the ground all the way through that tricep. Working across and down. It's not a big movement. We'll take 3 more. Across and down. Across and down. And last one. Across and down. Now slide those hands away from your head. Slide that right leg across the thigh of the left. Bring 2 knees towards your chest. If you've got the reach where you can grab underneath and your palm is on the sole of your foot, your fingers are wrapped around the outer aspect of your feet, you can start to separate your legs and squeeze into those inner thighs like you're cracking walnuts in there. Just stretch it out. Feel that right hip get totally engaged in this. Breathe in, breathe out. It's going to be the right hand finding that left foot that's the hardest. If you have a towel, put it around the foot to draw closer towards your body. One more breath here. And let's just take that open back into a happy baby to separate and widen it out and give a little rock from side to side with that navel drawn into back bone. Shoulder blades relax, breath flow. When you get back through center, we'll stop the happy baby. We'll bring the feet back to the floor. with the knees to the sky, they're hip width apart, and the left leg now crosses the ankle over the right thigh. Again, you can keep that right foot on the floor and use those left fingertips to press that left knee away if you'd like. You can put a block under that right foot to elevate it a little bit and press that left knee away. Be mindful to be flexing into those left toes. Dive your left hand between the legs. We started the hamstring and we wrap those fingers into a bind, pressing the left knee away. Or the final one would be to wrap around the shin. If you do this, please be soft through the shoulders. Be mindful if it's an okay position for you. Never struggling in yoga. Find the peace in the yoga pose. Find the challenge in it, not the struggle. So you're flexed in both feet and you're energizing that left knee away, whatever shape you've chosen on these. And you're drawing that right leg towards you. Is your navel engaged to your backbone? Always say, yes, it's engaged. Just check it here. We're doing good. Let's kick up that right leg to the sky. We have a straight right leg, we have a bent left leg, and our fingers are wrapped either around the back of the hamstring on the right and stay there, or you can begin to climb up that right leg, bringing your torso off the floor, maybe energizing the knee away a little bit more from your body as you pull yourself towards your right knee. Breathe in, breathe out, relax. Soften what you're doing. And then melt your spine, neck, and head back down. Once you're down, rebend into that right leg. Put the sole of the right foot to the floor. Keep the left leg crossed over at the ankle. And the fingers are going behind the head. They're like little wings with your elbows to the sides. This time, as you flex, keep flexed in the left toes, it will be the right shoulder moving toward the left knee. So the left arm stays toward the ground there. We come up and down. It's a small movement. Use the core strength to lift you up and to bring you down. You're soft through the neck. If your neck bothers you, don't do this movement because you're using too much neck and you're not using the powerhouse. Last one here. Take it back down to the floor. Release those fingertips from your head. Slide that left thigh over the right. And two knees are pulling up towards your chest. Hands now can wrap calm under those soles with the fingers wrapped around the outer blades, shoulders relaxed, and you're separating your legs from right to left while you squeeze those inner thighs and crack some more walnuts. So you're getting right into the lymph glands in the inner groin area, inner thighs, and you're promoting that toxin to be reprocessed in the body. We use gravity here. We also use muscular strength by squeezing those inner thighs together to get that lymph fluid to move. It needs both because it doesn't move itself. Breathe in, breathe out. How's that left hip feeling? Hopefully good. Soften. Releasing, relaxing, and just letting yourself enjoy the sensory-rich sensations you might be feeling here. We term them something so we can tolerate what we're feeling. One more breath. This time when you open the legs, let's go wide V-shape like we did earlier with toes down, heels up, hands wherever you maximize that length and stretch. Draw your navel back into backbone, and let's really hug that low back into the mat. Breathe here. And legs are going to get drawn back together towards the sky. Hands will find the hamstrings. Knees will bend. And we'll move up to a seated position by using the tuck of the chin to bring our nose up towards our knees. And then soft shoulders, core strength to roll all the way up. Balance up at the top. Hold here with your shins parallel, your hands softly wrapped underneath your knees, just below the knees at that upper thigh. Soft breath in, soft breath out. So great core work in a baby boat pose. It's always a good thing to take a brief rest from any core work. We'll tuck our chin, we'll round our shoulders, we'll hollow out our navel. We'll slowly roll back again, and then we'll take it up again. Your core will activate and deactivate very quickly, and now you're ready to go again. So let's take that nose up towards the knees, keep the shoulders relaxed. Use your next breath to rise all the way up, then open up your heart. Lift up your breastbone, soften your shoulders, and find the peace in this shape. 2 feet will come to the ground, the legs will extend long, and the right foot will come either inside the left leg or outside the left leg. If you can go outside, it's because you can keep 2 sits bones on the ground. And when you wrap your fingers around and interlace around the knee, around the shin, it can be on the outside or the inside of your leg. We take a nice lift of our spine, we kick through our extended left leg, we draw our shoulders back, and we look over our right shoulder. Inhale back center, look over your left shoulder. Inhale to center, drop chin to chest, shake out your head. And bring it back center. Take a hold of that calf muscle on the right leg and just hold your leg up in a bent position. See how that feels. Can you stay nice and tall as you do this work? Hold here for 3, for 2, and 1. Soften the right foot down, slide it long. Get a tall spine with a vertical crown of the head. Plumb line down through the neck, through the heart, through the navel, and through the hips. And then we take our left leg. It can be bent at the knee on the inside of the right leg, or transfer the foot to the outside. Is your hip still on the ground? If your hip is up, go back to the inside. So we wrap and interlace the fingers around the shin. We drop our shoulders, we kick through our right foot, and we find that length in our spine. We'll turn our head to the left side to begin side 2. Inhale, center, take it to the right. Take it center, chin to the chest, shift up your head. And bring it back up through center. Take a bend in that leg. Fingers will wrap around the back side of that left leg. Flex through the toes on both feet and just hold your leg up here. Just hold with the heart raising up to the sky, shoulders dropping down your back. And then softly put the foot to the floor and take that nice long spine again. Bring hands to heart. Think about that mantra that you cultivated. Think about how it moves through you as these channels in your body open up. From here, we'll take a hold of the right leg again. You can either grasp the foot and the knee. You can forklift your arms underneath the leg, or you can do crook of the elbows and interlace fingers. Whatever you have, go from a rounded back to a long, straight spine. Flex those left toes, really energize through that left heel. Hold that right leg as close to your body as you can and rock that baby from right to left. So you might be holding the foot with the right hand, the foot with the left hand and the knee with the right. You may have forklift underneath or your interlaced fingers. You hold here, hold still and steady. We'll turn our head to the right again. Come through center, head left. Come through center, chin to chest. Center it up. We let that right leg move back to the ground. We get nice and tall again. Find that your tail needs to go back as you find your shape. Your tail has to go back so that your hips can be moving in a forward direction. We'll bring that left leg up. So again, foot and knee, pulling that leg towards you. Forklift under, pulling that leg towards you. Or crooks to the elbows. Fingers interlace, pulling the leg towards you. As you draw up with a tall spine, you're kicking through that right heel. You're drawing that lower left leg towards your body, and you're holding it tight, and you rock it side to side. Draw up nice and tall again, and we'll turn our head to the right side. Come through center, head left, center, chin to chest. And center. Softly releasing that left leg back to the ground. Take a nice tall spine. Always have these wonderful transitions between shapes. And you'll realize in your life that you'll be able to transition with much more grace when things are not the same every single day. And we're going through lots of changes these days. We need to be more flexible in our mind and how we work with these changes. So swing your legs behind you. We'll take table position, hands and knees. The palms are flat, the fingers are wide. The shoulders are pulled down your back, and we use our flat palms, fingers wide for our foundation, and our hips and our knees in the second combination. Let's push that tail up and pull that heart and head up through those arms. And then tuck that tail round the spine, press through those hands, push those knees away, and come back through. Cow pose, inhaling, lifting, reaching, opening, and exhaling, rounding. We're just working our spine into a couple of the many ways it works, which is flexion and extension here. So let's take a couple more of these. And as we flex into that cat pose, we really feel those shoulders stretch away, chin to chest, and a big round back through the middle of the thoracic area. And one more time, it's the cow. And one more time, it's the cat to finish it up. And then take yourself to a flat back. Bringing the two knees together, take the right leg behind you. Heel is up, toes are down, hips are level. If you'd like to add on, take that left arm in front of you, the thumb is up, pull the shoulder back in the shoulder socket, get the head looking down, but don't hang the head. Just let the ear be by the bicep. Hold here. Adding on, we can take the elbow into the hip, the nose and knee touch. You can always put that hand back to the floor. We're reaching out on the in-breath. We're rounding this up on the out-breath. You take it with your breath. You might want to do one, you may want to do two. Whatever you have in you, just take it to your place with or without the arm moving. You might be just moving. And we'll take one final one. We stretch it out and we reach to lengthen. We draw that hand back to the ground. We draw that knee back into the the other side. Left leg kicks out. Heel is up, toes are down. You might want to take a look behind you, take a peek back there, and really flex the toes to the shin. If you're adding on, we're adding that right arm out in front with the thumb up. Pull the shoulder back in the shoulder socket. Hold here for beautiful core work. This is awesome for concentration, balance, and core strength. Using the arm not as we pull knee into nose and elbow into hip. That's your out breath. We lengthen on the in breath. These are kind of like cat-cows on steroids. As we work this, it's a bit harder. Yes, it is. Always taking it to where you're at. You might be just doing the regular cat-cows as well too. We'll have 2 more of these rounded shapes. And here comes our last one. Breathe in, breathe out. Reach and lengthen. Stretch it out, hold it here. And then let's place the hand down, bring the knee back in. Sit back towards your child's pose. So spread the knees wide, let the great toes touch. Push the hips back behind you. Lengthen the arms out in front of you as you drop your forehead down to the mat, down to blocks, down to fisted palms. Wherever you're at is fine. You're working your seat towards your feet. Hips are working toward the heels. Nothing back there has to touch. Do let your head touch the mat. Breathe here. Soften, reboot your nervous system, relax. Find the peace in the shape. Working yourself back up to table, hands and knees. We'll bring our right foot forward, make it a 90-degree line with that knee and ankle in one straight line, and let's take the knee and the hip in the other line. Move that left leg back as far as it can go. Let the top of the shoelaces push into the mat behind you. If you've got blocks, you can use them here. Getting a wonderful hip flexor stretch on that left side as the right hip flexors are working. Bringing maybe 2 hands to the thigh muscle, push that muscle away as you're pulling your right hip behind you. Pull your left hip forward. That's going to help ground you into the shape. Your eyes, that gaze you have visually forward at one point, not moving, is soft and steady. And then maybe the arms start to lift. Left one first, right one second. Stretch it open. Take a 90-degree Sawara. Open up to a little back bend. Bring it back up to a vertical spine. Bring 2 arms high. We'll sweep that body forward with 2 arms. Stretch that left arm all the way back behind you and look back toward that arm. Hold this shape as you start to move that left arm to touch the right. Bring it back behind. If this doesn't work, you don't have to do it. You can still be just in the shape with the legs. Last one opening. Last one closing. Bring 2 arms back up to the sky. Drop down to the mat. Use your left hand inside on the floor next to your foot or on a block. You reach the right arm up like the wing, and we start to twist our body up to the side. Keep drawing your right knee towards your left armpit. Keep softening your right shoulder down. Bring it back to the ground. Sit back towards your heel, kick through your foot. Reach those arms long and take your body forward, folding over that straight right leg. Sole of the right foot comes back to the floor. Curl the toes under on that back left foot. Bring yourself up onto the toes and work yourself to the center of your mat. Widening out the legs. Letting your head fall. Shake it out, let it go. Rounding into the outer blades of the feet. Feel the muscles working all the way up the outsides of the legs. And softly roll yourself up. A soft knee to get there if you'd like. Nice. Shoulders back. Two arms lift high to the sky. Take them out wide to the sides. Turn those right toes back to the front of the room. Grow long with the reach. Turn the thumbs up and take a triangle shape. Bring the right arm down, left arm up. You've got a 6 o'clock arm, a 12 o'clock arm. You've got an imaginary wall behind you as you slide down it. Maybe you bring that left arm all the way over the top. Breathe in, breathe out. Soft bend into that right knee. Just rest that right arm on that knee. Left arm is still over the top. Hold that bent knee as you reach back to an exalted warrior all the way behind you. Keep tracking that front right knee over your second toe. And bring yourself back through warrior two. Straighten into front leg. Hands come to hips. Toes turn inward on the right. Toes turn outward on the left. We're going to take ourselves, let's go through this shape first and then we'll do the other part of the sequence. So we're going to start with this again. We'll do it a little backwards on this side. Arms are stretching and reaching. Lengthen out. We take our triangle with our left leg forward. Thumbs go up. Drop that left arm down, right arm to the sky. Slide down your imaginary wall. No forward bending in this. It's all lateral. Get your tail going behind you. Maybe adding a right arm over the top. Stretch it out. Softly bending into front knee to rest that left forearm on that thigh muscle. Side angle shape. And as we keep that bent front knee, we exalt our warrior back, all the way back. Keep that front knee tracking forward as you reach and open up. Finishing up with a warrior two. Get nice and deep. Drop into that right hip. Lift up that left one. And then start to cartwheel the arms down over that left foot. Come up on those right toes and just drop the knee to the ground. Soften and flatten the top of the right foot. You're back in that nice long hip flexor stretch, side two toward the back of your mat. Front knee is over ankle. Hands can be on your blocks. And then hands may come up to the thigh. Remember, you're pushing the thigh muscle away as you're pulling the left hip in the opposite direction. The right hip is pushing forward. And we bring that right arm up first, left arm up second. 90-degree the arms into saguaro. Open up into your back bend. Reach, reach, reach back. Stay vertical. Two arms come high. Reach them up. Two arms. Reach forward. Lengthen. And as you start to straighten the spine, you're moving your right arm behind you. You're looking back behind you. You stay vertical with the spine and close that right arm to meet the left. Open that right arm up. Close that right arm. And this will be your last one with the right arm moving back. Your gaze following the arm the entire time and now comes forward. 2 arms reach back up to the sky. Center those hips, the right one forward again, left one behind you. 2 arms come down to the ground. Your right hand stays inside that left foot. Your left arm goes out like a wing. And as you pull the right hip towards your head, push those right shoelaces into the ground and reach that left arm out. Breathe into this. And soften back down out of this twist. Sit back towards your right heel. Pull those left toes up. Flatten your chest on your thigh, your nose to your knee. Breathe in, breathe out. Feels good. Just a nice stretch. You're controlling how much stretch by how much you pull the toes to the shin. We'll put that sole back to the ground. We'll curl the right toes under. We'll bring our knee off the mat. Walk center the mat one more time just to let yourself hang and release. And then a soft bent knee to roll it all the way back up. 2 arms will lift high, hands will touch. Gaze can be up there if you're comfortable with that. Otherwise, keep your head forward. Hands to heart, heel toe the feet back together. And we'll just move ourselves into Tadasana by taking a quarter turn to the front of your mat. Soften the shoulders, 2 arms lift high, reach up. 2 arms come to your low back. Use the heels of your hands on your hips. Use the outer blades of the hands to touch, elbows pull together. Push the hips down to lift the breastbone to the sky. Inhale back vertical, take arms wide, take a generous bend in the knees to pull low. Take your half lift, stretch it out, your fingers on your blocks if you're using them, or you can place hands to shins or hands to thighs. Exhale, take your full, bend your knees, find the mat. Oh, my legs feel good now. Stretch those legs out. Pull the flesh away from the sits bones. We started earlier in this nice Tadasana pose. How does your body feel in it now? Maybe a little bit more relaxed. You can bring your shoulders back. You can bring your body up nice and long. 2 arms will come high. Your tail is behind you. If you've got really tight hammies, give a little bend in the knees or put blocks under those knees. As you hinge at that thigh crease to find your forward fold. It does not have to be deep. It just wants to be long. So it might be long and be way up here, but you're still long. You want your back long. You can be down here and be long. But if you're all rounded up, that's not what we're asking for here. So get yourself into a shape where you're lengthening out, you're pouring your heart forward. You're exhaling and releasing anything that isn't serving you. That's what surrendering does. Forward folds are shapes of surrender. Surrender in a good way. We don't need to hold on to everything that happens to us, every thought that we've ever had in our mind, everything that you feel that has not gone well. Don't hold on to it. Learn from it. It's supposed to teach you something. It's not supposed to be in there so that you cannot forgive yourself or that you give yourself bad vibes because of it. Now softly start to roll up around your back, hollow out your navel. We draw 2 arms together at heart center. The hands will touch, the thumbs graze the heart. We hollow out the belly, we round the shoulders, tuck the chin and find the earth. Keep your heels down as you roll back. Move yourself back onto the mat. Make sure your head is on the mat. We'll take arms wide. Bring 2 knees up towards your chest. Keep go 90 degrees as they drop over to the right side and they land on the earth. You hike your right hip underneath you to get nice and even in your shape. Look over your left shoulder. Some of you like to cross that outer right ankle on the upper left thigh. Only do it if it feels right. Work that left shoulder down, back, and underneath you. Keep the arms shoulder height, no higher. They can be lower. Close your eyes, come inside. Your practice is winding down. The twist is meant for you to work into nourishing the spine from side to side. Because as we get older, we have to work our spine to nourish it. The blood does not flow freely like when you were young. Take those two knees back together without using your arms. Keep the knees together. Use your core strength. Work your hips over to the right side of your mat and drop your knees to the left side. As you drop left and you look to the right, you softly breathe in and out of this. You take it for a breath or two before you decide if you're going to put that ankle bone from the left foot on top of the outer right thigh. Work that shoulder down, back, and under. Keep your arms shoulder height or lower. Just breathe in and breathe out. Where can you find the peace in this moment? It's all up to you. You are in control. So let yourself feel that freedom. Feel that joy. Find that bliss. And releasing that ankle bone, if it was on top, we stack the knees, two legs come back up to center. Without using your arms, get your body settled back in the center of your mat. I'm going to slant here, so it's a very odd thing to do yoga on a slant. But here we go. And we take a little circle with our knees. Massage out your low back. And circle back the other way. If you think holding the knees is a better idea, this is just to get you to squeeze the knees and use that engagement of those inner thighs to work into your pelvic bowl. Very powerful area, and you tap into it. Once you've finished your rotations, it's mindful movement to take yourself to the mat one limb at a time for Shavasana. So we lengthen out one leg, the other leg, we scoot the shoulders under, we have the palms turned up. We notice how we feel from the top of our head to the tip of our toes and all the way through the fingertips. Maybe be the observer, the seer. Notice the changes that have been occurring throughout the practice. The changes in your body, the changes in your mind, changes in your perspective, your attitude. Whatever it is, settle into that now with the peace of the breath. And really allow those feelings that are feelings of goodness, things that have been turning toward a positive side. That's where you want to place your focus. As your eyes sink to the back of your skull, your lids are down, you have full attention from the inside out. You are watching the breath, you are not restricting the breath in any way, you're not regulating the breath in any way, you're just watching the breath come and go. Release the glutes, always knowing that when you're working on a virtual system, you can stay as long as you want in any shape. You can pause the video at any time. You can add music that helps soothe your body, your mind. And you can watch it as many times as it feels right. The breath now deepens. The fingers and toes a little. The ankles and wrists begin to move. Allowing the jaw to wriggle out gives you a nice release of tension. The jaw is a main tension carrier in the body. Let it go. Head softly moves from side to side. As you lift two arms up overhead, know that all these yoga poses that lift our arms up over our head are so valuable to prevent frozen shoulder. So keep in mind all of the prehab you're doing while you're doing these fun shapes. As you stretch your arms long behind you, kick through heels or toes in front of you, squeeze all your muscles tight now. Oh, even facial muscles, glutes, everything tight. And then, you release it and you know the difference between tension and release. Using one arm as a pillow, roll to your side and rest your head on that arm for that pillow under your head. Take a moment in your fetal position and just find that you created this energy, this peace, this calm, this love, this healing, this happiness inside of you. Just show up and watch this practice work for you. As you push yourself up, you might want to keep your eyes closed, getting up to a seat. Any seat that you prefer. We take our hands up towards our heart. We draw those palms together and we let the thumbs raise the heart. We chant our Om as we stay home and we work these shapes at home. We're in our Namaste hands. Get it? Namaste hands. So keep your masks on when you're out of doors. And know that you want to be safe. And we will find freedom. We'll end our practice here with one chant of Om in breath. May the qualities of yoga live in you. May your light be bright. May you shine to others. And may you be the reason someone smiles today. Have a wonderful rest of your day. My name is Therese. It was my pleasure to guide you today.